Cassidy's workshop to learn a little bit about picture book illustrating, which I've always been interested in. And it was very affirming for me because I found out that my approach to it is pretty much along the lines that I should be taking. So it was very informative, although I cannot illustrate the way he does. Maybe someday with a little bit of practice.
There you go.
I was in Sean Cassidy's mentoring session this morning, and it was just amazing. He really was so concrete and so helpful in terms of very specific things that you need to do if you want to be an illustrator. The things that work, the things that don't work, and then he shared with us his actual illustrations, which were just so amazing. It was very, very inspiring.
Meeting with Sean Cassidy this morning. It was fantastic meeting a professional who's actually doing now what I want to do. And it's also clarified because I have been a writer, excuse me, and I really want to get into illustrating, and I've been sort of going like this recently, and I'm reaffirmed that yes, I want to get into illustrating predominantly, and I am excited for the first time in a while. So here you go.
Reading these books, these first ones, oh wow, that's an interesting plot twist, because I didn't remember. I just don't have knowledge of that stuff.
I just went to Eric Walters' session, a mentorship session, and it was wonderful. Engaging speaker, learned a lot. Can't wait to attend the rest of the weekend. Thank you.
We attended Eric Walters' session this morning, and it was super informative to see things from somebody who's such a prolific author. And it's really neat to see the other side of the publishing. You're sitting on this side where you're trying to get published. It's cool to see where you can end up if you've got enough faith in yourself and confidence.
I was really encouraged by his extreme morality. I appreciated the way Eric said we kind of have a responsibility as writers we have a moral responsibility as writers for the generations to come that will read our stuff, and to be an example in that. I was also encouraged that he said that in spite of the fact that often emerging writers hear a lot of horror stories about the publishing end of things, was encouraged that he said that, there are maybe a few bad ones out there, but they're mostly on our side, and they, just as well as we, want to see our work get out there.
That was incredible. She was so engaging. I was literally on the edge of my seat. That could gone on for hours.
So what did you learn from it?
Everything. I learned how it looks from her end.
Okay.
And that's helped me formulate how I would approach an agent.
Okay.
My mind was, I thought I would always focus on the story aspect of it. We're talking about focusing on the author aspect of it and selling yourself as opposed to me, so that's going to be something I work on.
I attended Marie Campbell's workshop, and it was the most interesting thing I've ever known about agents. And reading becomes very, very important, but knowing the agent and knowing a lot about them and figuring out how to get them to say yes. So you don't ever want to give them any reason in your pitches to say no. So you figure out how to promote yourself in the best way possible. And I also learned that there's a new genre, or a new category, I guess you would say. Now it's called the new adult. That's somewhere between YA and adult, and that's something that one wants to look into a little bit more. She just had so many great hints about things, and so I'm so happy to have been able to hear from her.
Yeah, I found Marie's presentation to be absolutely dead on with my experience in the whole writing and publishing industry. And yet, on the other hand, she told me probably 100 things that I didn't already know, and enlighten me and kind of clarify things, little things that I've never done that, and obviously I should have. So she's been awesome.
Yeah, it was like stepping into an opportunity that I never would have had a chance to know about before.
and being able to ask questions and have things even described more fully was wonderful.